Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I'm John Keene, coming to you from Cincinnati, Ohio. Today is yet another installment of Mastering the Matrix. Today we're going to be talking about manifestation. It is absolutely one of my favorite topics because it's fucking powerful, and I feel like so many people get it wrong, right? It's a tricky one. It reminds me of a quote. The universe has no choice but to bring us back evidence of what we believe about ourselves. Let me say that one more time. The universe has no choice but to bring us back evidence of what we believe about ourselves. What this means, friends, is that perception is reality. In a nutshell, to simplify it. The way that we see ourselves, our thoughts, our ideas, and the way that we believe we deserve to be treated by others, the way that we believe, in our own limitations, the ideas that we have about ourselves, our life, is what the universe gives to us. I say this all the time. The primary law is frequency, it's vibration. The secondary law is attraction. This is the key to manifestation. Now think about this, right? And I talk about this all the time. The universe is constantly sending us signals if we can listen, right? And that's what it means to have the ears to hear, the eyes to see, to be able to interpret those signals whenever they're present, right? Whenever they manifest within our lives. I like to use relationships as examples, and I know you guys think I'm like a big sap or whatever, and maybe I am, right? But we all can relate to relationships. It doesn't matter, everybody pursues love and partnership, in some way, shape, form, or facet, whether it's friendships, family, significant others, we can all relate. So we talk about the things in our life that aren't working. These are the signals that something needs to change. Whenever we have distortion in our field, in our aura, in our vibration, it manifests in the form of things that bring us discomfort. This is where you get shit like follow the feeling. And a lot of people that talk about manifestation will talk about following the feeling, meaning following what feels good, what feels right. Not in an impulsive sense of like, ooh, it would feel good to go cheat on my wife right now, right? Like, not like that. But following what feels good at a soul level, right? That deep inner knowing, And I think this is what throws a lot of people off, because people are not themselves. So many are not in tune with themselves. So many are out of tune with their own compass, their own sense of morality, that they mistaken impulses for that good feeling, right? It's like, oh, well, if I go have sex right now, that's a good feeling, And I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing to do or a wrong feeling, but think about it deeply. Like, is it actually something that's going to feed your soul? And are you going to feel good about yourself after the fact? Or if you're doing it as like a method to satiate some type of impulse or urge, is it in essence going to bring feelings of guilt and shame, afterwards? That's what I mean about knowing, what is truly a good feeling, what is an impulse. It feels good to go get high for drug addicts in the moment, right? But after the fact, guilt, shame, right? And it will manifest, and that's how you know you're out of alignment, because it manifests in some, distortions in your frequency. You're gonna go to jail, break up, get divorced, you're gonna be broke, right? These are all gonna be problems that manifest in your life as a result of you being out of alignment. How do we know we're in alignment? Well, shit. That good feeling, right? That feeling, that sense of self-respect, that sense of self-love. that sense of not needing someone or something outside of ourselves because we're feeling fulfilled, right? We know deep down when we are on the right path. We know deep down when we are doing what's right for our soul. We know deep down when we're not trying to act out of what we think makes us look virtuous, but what is actually true of our virtue, if that makes sense. You know, it's not like what I want other people to think about me or what I want other people to see about me. It's what I want to know or see in myself. It's what I know is already in there, and I know when I tap into that, and I know when I don't. You know, I know when I'm in alignment with that, and I know when I'm not. When my behavior doesn't jive with that, if I'm having arguments with people I care about, people I love, if I'm having fallouts in relationships, if I'm having trouble and turbulence in my financial world, my life, my job, I know some shit's off track. I know I'm doing something because ultimately we are in control, right? That is the power of manifestation, is understanding that it's up to you. You're not a victim of the universe. You're not a victim of this world. You're not a victim of this reality in any way, shape, form, or facet. It's quite the opposite. You're a victim of yourself and your lack of willpower, your lack of being in tune with who you are, and your lack of desire to take the wheel, in essence, and steer your life into a direction that's going to bring that good feeling. It's going to bring that happiness that you deserve. And you have to believe that you deserve it, right? Because if not, the universe is going to bring you back evidence of what you believe, you know? And I can speak from experience. You know, there has been, in my life, I have felt like I didn't deserve love, like I wasn't good enough to be loved, like I wasn't good enough not to be judged. I wasn't good enough to be successful. I held on to my failures, my mistakes, and I stayed in that vibration. I felt like a victim of everyone else and of the world at large, right? Like, I felt like everything was out to get me and that there was nothing I could do to change it because that's just the way it is. It was just a rigged system. And guess what? Problem after problem, heartbreak after heartbreak, scenario after scenario. That's exactly what I experienced because the universe was bringing me back exactly what I asked for, exactly what I believed, because it always starts with the thought, right? And that thought leads to that emotion. That emotion is what fills our aura and attracts in that energy. It is that frequency, that vibration. You know, so I started thinking, like, I wonder if I looked at myself in a different light. I wonder if I seen myself as sober. I seen myself as successful. I seen myself in love. I seen myself happy. I wonder if I began to see myself in a way that was becoming, in a way that felt right, in a way that, and it's not like you even got to think of anything fancy here, really. You know, it's just seeing yourself for your truest potential, seeing who you really are. And it's like I began to see the layers fall away as the more shit happened and the more I got tired of being on the losing end, the more I got tired of suffering, the more I got tired of heartbreak, the more I didn't want that in my life, the more I polarized in the other direction, you know? The more helpless I felt, the more control I wanted to take, you know? And then I started to see that I wasn't going to settle for certain things in life. I wasn't going to settle for people that cheated on me. I wasn't going to settle for that anymore. I wanted real, true partnership. Believe it or not, it manifests. I found somebody that didn't do drugs. I found somebody that was incredibly loyal. Did it work out? No. I didn't hold that vibration long enough the whole time, but nonetheless, I found it, right? I found it. And when I did find that, here's what's crazy about it. I almost, finding the sobriety, finding the love, the loyalty, the home and family and all of that, having that in my life, because I believed I truly deserved that, and I believed that that was my potential. I believed that that was my worth. So when it finally manifested, what was weird about it was I still had this voice inside of me that told me that I wasn't worthy, that it wasn't true. Even though it's here and I see the evidence, even though I have it and it's all in front of me, I kept thinking about, well, what happened before is, this or that. And I ended up changing the situation, pushing those people away, sabotaging those things because I didn't believe that I deserved that type of happiness and that type of life and that type of life. And it takes you doing things sometimes to appreciate the value. But therein lied the answer. It was like I finally seen it. It all finally clicked. It all finally made sense. Underneath the heartbreak and all of that, I seen that I was doing it to myself. That my insecurities, jealousy, control issues, all of this were manifestations of me not believing that I was good enough. Had nothing to do with the other person, Never does, really. Had nothing to do with the other person. Every bit of the shit I was doing was all about me and the belief of myself. I believed that no matter how I treated somebody, they'd always cheat on me. I believed that no matter what I did, they would always lie. They would always abuse me. They'd always hurt me. They'd always betray me. And that's the things I experienced beforehand. But I seen when that didn't happen, and the only thing that happened was I became my own worst enemy through my insecurities. I seen that it was my belief in me. My belief in me the entire time. I was sending out that vibration in the past of insecurity, right? Insecurity, and the person or people I was with sensed said insecurity. And what happened? The universe seen that I needed that experience to overcome it and understand that I didn't want that, right? No matter how much I didn't want that, I had a mindset that I betrayed, so it kept happening. I said of pain, so pain kept happening. And I had to experience that over and over times, right? In order for me to realize that I didn't want it, and that the reason it kept repeating itself and was on this cycle or orbit in my life was because it was my thought process, right? It was my inability to manage my thoughts correctly, to have positive thoughts, to have a successful mindset, a winner's mindset, which is all in essence in self-belief. Being secure in oneself is believing in oneself. Believing that I deserve love, I deserve happiness, I deserve respect. And that not only do I deserve it, no matter what anyone does, I can't control them anyways. And learning that true control is by relinquishing control and allowing the cards to fall as they may, and that what's meant for us will always be in our lives. And if somebody does betray you or does do something wrong to you or does hurt you, harm you, then they were never meant to be in your life, and that was meant to happen, for whatever reason, so you could learn from the experience. And it was in essence probably something you or they were doing that brought it all about to start with. That insecurity breeded that vibration of insecurity, which breeded people cheating, right? It was unattractive. Trying to control something only pushed people away because they just wanted freedom. Creating that sense of abandonment, which then made me try to control things even more. Do you see what I'm saying here? Believing that I was always being judged and that I wasn't good enough made me think constantly that I was doing things that was worthy of judging, right? Behaviors that I should be judged for. And I was. It's because I was doing behaviors I should be judged for. I wasn't treating myself right. I wasn't treating others right. I was using substances. I was abusing my body, right? All these things I was judging myself for, so that's why I felt like everyone else was judging me. Because it was like my own self-judgment, you know? It's so wild how a mindset can change everything. The more I clung to my YouTube channel, and the more I pressed to try to get donations and money, the more I lost my audience. The more I lost my views, the more people stopped donating, stopped supporting, right? It was that sense of desperation, that belief that I didn't have enough, that lack mentality that made me not have enough. The universe only gave me what I asked for. It only gave me the evidence of what I believed. I believed that I was being censored, I was censored. I believed that nobody supported me, and nobody supported me. I believed that I was a failure, I failed. But upon learning from those failures, learning from those mistakes, I then believed something new. And I now believe something new. I know now, because I've seen the evidence, that that's how it works. The success I had in the beginning of YouTube and all that came from a belief. I genuinely believed that I had a message to share with people, that I had wisdom and knowledge that others didn't. I genuinely believed that I could make a positive impact and reach, thousands, if not millions of people, and that I could do it for a living. I genuinely believed that, and guess what? It happened. I then believed that I could find a career somewhere with a 401k, with life insurance, with health insurance, and good fair pay, and steady hours, and all of that. It did manifest. I believed that I deserved somebody that would be loyal, that would treat me well, that would help me, get on my feet in life. It manifest. Then I believed that I had to stand on my own. And that in my independence, in my wholeness, I would find the healing that I needed. It may have taken loss. It may have taken heartbreak to see it. It may have taken failures. But experiencing that negative feeling, knowing I didn't want to experience it again, knowing that that wasn't compatible with my vibration, with my frequency, with my life path, it changed my mindset. It allowed me to see what I did deserve. And having little small victories, and the saying, fake it till you make it, these little victories allowed me to see that I could win. And it snowballs. You build momentum. Energy is about momentum. It's the pendulum swing. And the true master, the master of self, understands the way that the pendulum works. Understands the flow of positive and negative, to and fro. Understands karma. That's what it boils down to. We get what we put in. If we don't put in hard work, if we don't put in effort, if we don't grind, we don't shine. You want to be a successful YouTuber? Make a video every day. Go live, at least weekly. Right? Create exciting content, interesting content that people care about. Be your fucking self. And maybe you'll have a shot. And believe that you have a shot. And you do have a shot. You want to have stability in your life? Believe in that stability. Do the things necessary to create that stability. Get up, go to work every day. Work hard, right? Apply yourself. Save your money. Do what you have to do in order to make those things happen. You want to be sovereign. You want to be independent. You want to stand on your own and be strong. Strong enough for others to lean on you. Then you first have to learn to lean on yourself. That's a hard one for me, man. Probably the most codependent person you've ever met. I have girlfriends and all kinds of stuff, and it's like friends, and I would just let them take care of me, man. I would. You know, I loved it. I felt loved that way. I felt like, well, if they love me, they'll help me. They'll take care of me. You know, not seeing that I was creating an energetic imbalance by just taking and not giving back. And that two broken people don't make a whole. You have to have two whole people. Two whole people is what creates the balance, right? That way, if not, it's imbalanced. If, you know, one person carries all the weight and the other doesn't, it tips the scales. You know, that can only last for so long. Eventually, that other person is going to become drained and tired and stressed and worn down. You know, you have to be able to carry your side of the pendulum, your side of the balance, your side of the weight. You have to give energy. You have to give effort. If you want energy and you want effort back, you have to give love. You have to give trust if you want love and you want trust back. You have to give respect if you want respect back. You know, you have to understand that we have to operate and do our own thing within ourselves. And when we learn how to do that, we can then mesh that with someone else who knows how to do it as well. And that's when two people become compatible. You know, when they can both carry their own weight, when they can both manage their own thoughts, when they can both manage their own feelings, when they can heal from their own traumas, their own past, and when they can meet each other on the same frequency, the same level, and see each other for who they are, and not hold grudges, and not have unforgiveness in their heart, and not have insecurities because they have doubts in themselves. They both have to have that belief in themselves that they deserve each other, and that confidence in their choices and the person they chose and are with. Confidence in their lifestyle and their decisions. And confidence that they're putting in the right amount of energy and effort for things to shake out in a way that's going to be beneficial to both of them. You know, if there was one thing that I could give to anybody, it would be that. It would be for people to change their mind state, to have belief that they're worthy of love and respect. Like when I believed I wasn't worthy of love and respect, I let people shit on me. Like I would, almost every relationship would come to this situation where I was getting hurt at the end and, you know, being ignored or cheated on or whatever. And I was like, I'm trying to overgive, right? And they're just pulling away. And it's like, wow. Because I set myself up for that by believing that that's, you know, nobody would ever give to me what I gave to them. Nobody would ever love me as much as I loved them. And it'd always end up that way. Because I believed it. I got that evidence back. And energetically, I created those imbalances, right? By being too needy with the codependency, right? So as I drained all the energy, all the love, all the air out of the room, so to speak, they had nothing left to give. They stopped trying, they stopped giving. As my insecurities manifest because I didn't believe I was worthy, it repelled them. They pushed away, they pulled away. And it's like, and it took heartbreaks, it took losses to see that that's exactly what I was fucking doing. That those were the mistakes I was making. You know? And it's like they say misery loves company, and it's true. Hurt people. You know, I had somebody recently literally try to sabotage my life. You know? I'm not going to get into details and all of that, but, you know, someone that knew, and we'll just put it this way, someone who knew that they were intentionally trying to create chaos and drama within my life and to hurt me and hurt people I cared about and to ruin a connection in my life. For one, because they felt self-righteous, right? Like they were virtuous by doing so, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna teach him, as if that action in itself is virtuous at all. When you're creating chaos, but you're gonna teach somebody, right? And it came from jealousy of what me and someone had and what I wasn't willing to do for them or with them. Envy, they thought, well, this guy, he teaches people and he talks all this shit on YouTube, and you mean he thinks he's so good. I'll show him and I'll show her and I'll show everybody that he's not. Right? Envy, jealousy, and insecurity. It's like they felt a certain way about themselves already, and they wanted to project that feeling onto other people. They were miserable and lonely and heartbroken in their own lives. They weren't happy with themselves, their appearance, and all of that in their own lives. So they attacked mine and others, And they done it to the point, like, not just me, but the other people involved had to block them and everything. It was insane. They had multiple people getting involved. Why? Because misery loves company. And people will go to extreme lengths. That's one thing I've learned by doing social media, is like people will go to extreme lengths on what they're willing to do to others, especially people like myself that speak and do public stuff. It's like they see someone in the public eye. My last girlfriend was in the public eye as well. It's like just things like that. It's like they see a public person, or they see someone successful, or they see someone happy, and it makes them angry, because they feel like just because you're getting happiness or you're getting money, that you're taking from them, when there's plenty of money for everybody, there's plenty of happiness for everybody, there's plenty of love for everybody, and trying to dim someone else's shine doesn't make yours any brighter. It will never make yours look brighter. It only shows just how dim yours is. Trying to create chaos in others' lives only shows the chaos that's in you. Suffering and hurt in others' lives and division in others' lives only shows how broken, divided you are. When we feel like we aren't deserving of those things, we project that onto others. Like I said, we project our own insecurity. And it happens in a number of ways. And, those things have taught me valuable lessons in life. They really have. They really have. Some of the greatest lessons I've had have come from losses. Have come from those things. Those experiences have shown me where I made mistakes. Like I should have never opened myself up to that, energy in the first place. I should have never allowed certain people to engage with me. Especially when I seen that there were behaviors and signs of their instability. Like, if you have to tell somebody that you don't want drama in your life, that probably means you shouldn't even associate with that person, because they're definitely going to bring drama into your life. If you have to tell somebody all the reasons of why you don't trust them, you probably shouldn't deal with that person, because there's a reason you just don't trust them. That's about being in alignment. Being in alignment. And I now know what is in alignment, who is in alignment for me. I now know what type of life is in alignment for me, what is meant for me, and what isn't. Am I perfect? Have I mastered it? No, I haven't. But I'm working on it. You know, my affirmations, speaking it out into the universe, writing it down, daydreaming, visualizing. These are things that all create and paint the picture, that reinforce the idea that we're trying to create. You know, whether it's just, you know, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm worth it, I'm beautiful, I deserve love, I deserve respect, or, you know, writing down, I am blessed, I am loved, I am successful. Or writing down your plans for your business, or what you want to do, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or just sitting and daydreaming about the life you truly want. But it's being consistent and doing that every day. Exercising that energy every day, building that momentum every day, faking it till you make it. Not being stuck on what you don't have, but being grateful for what you do, so God can bless you with more. You know, God's not going to give you any more, make your life any better, if you don't even appreciate and have gratitude for what you already have, and show that you're responsible with what you've already been blessed with, and that you can use what you've already been blessed with to bless others. Not being stingy and holding on to, you know, money and all of that. Like, you don't get more money by holding on to money like that. You don't get more love by being stingy with your love. You know, you don't get progress when you shut down the walls of communication, or you hold a grudge, or you cut people out. You don't get that. You know? And when it is time to cut people out, to cut things out, it's because we know that that particular person, or that particular thing, or that particular substance, or whatever, is absolutely out of alignment with us, right? It brings us that bad feeling consistently, and until it starts to bring that good feeling, we can't have anything to do with it. And drugs will never do that. You know, people that abuse you will never do that. They may change, they may heal, and if they do, they'll show you by their actions. You know, you'll know it, not by their words, but by the way they express it, how genuinely it's expressed, by the way they turn it around. You know, people do change, I promise you that. I'm one of those people. I have been a terrible person before. I've been manipulative, I've been a liar, I've been a snake, I've been insecure, controlling, you know, I've been codependent, and I felt like I wasn't good enough, I didn't deserve love, and that the world was against me, and I hated myself for it, and I envied others for not agreeing with it or feeling the same, I guess. I don't know. But it took seeing that not only am I worth, I'm worth everything, you know, and so are you. That the reason it hurts when we're betrayed is because we deserve love. We don't deserve hurt. That the reason it hurts when we lose people we care about is because we deserve partnership, we deserve companionship, we deserve happiness. The reason it doesn't feel good when we're sad is because we deserve happiness. Or the reason that we're down on ourselves when we're on drugs is because we deserve to be sober. The reason it fucking sucks when we fail is because we are meant for success. And it's like seeing that, realizing that, and knowing that, and actually fucking believing it and knowing it to be true. Knowing it to be true so much that you tell yourself every day it's true. That you write it down, your truth. That you dream about your truth. And that every fucking action you take, all your energy and your effort goes to that truth. And you allow those little victories to start stacking up, to snowball, and to bloom into this beautiful truth that is the real you. And watch how you shine. Watch how you rise. Watch how you glow. And watch how dim all the haters get around you. Watch how low their voices get. Success is the greatest revenge. And it's not even revenge. It's an example for others to follow so they can have success too, so they can have blessings too. Because love is all that matters in this world, guys. And it starts with loving yourself. If you truly want to love others and love our world, you have to love you first. You know? So give yourself all the love you deserve by believing in yourself. You want to manifest a beautiful reality? Manifest a beautiful you. Thank you guys for watching. This is John Keane, Best Damn Podcast. Please, please, please donate, support. It helps me so much. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, Facebook Messenger Pay, book a personal tarot reading, text 513-393-2396 or email therealbestdampodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.